What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Alex G alongside Mal, and this is the A Couple of Things podcast where we are here to talk about a couple of things. I didn't even say anything.
I think he was looking at me.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Alex G. Let's get right into it. So, one thing that has been kind of like a hot topic as of late, I feel like, you know what? This probably has to deal with the sensitivity era because I think hecklers have always been a thing at comedy shows or like sporting events or just pretty much anything in general. But I feel like nowadays people are like very sensitive. I don't know what that's like to have to be, you know, people talking crazy about your wife and your kids and stuff like that you don't know, and the people that you know, you could beat the brakes off of them. Yeah. But I feel like we're in like this era where it's like it's like so many athletes and people are speaking up about the heckling and blah, 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 blah. So I think it's interesting. But I'm bringing this up just because basically two athletes that are kind of speaking up about the heckling from fans. One being Russell Westbrook, which I know you're not like super into basketball.
I know who he is.
No, I know you know who he is, but like, Are you familiar with the situation?
No, I don't know what happened.
All right, well, basically, long story short, to summarize it, the Lakers have been absolutely trashed this season, even though they have Russell Westbrook, LeBron, Carmelo Anthony.
Aren't they both hurt too right now?
Yeah, I didn't see LeBron get hurt. I know you said that, earlier.
It's his left knee.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He's too old to be doing what he's been doing. But basically, they have all these players. They thought the Lakers were going to get the chip, all this blah, 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 blah.
Like the Nets last year.
I mean, the Nets could still do it as long as.
Was that last year? Remember?
Yeah, that was last year.
When they almost made it.
Yeah, that was one of the greatest games ever. But
now I don't like them.
Why? Oh, because
who's screaming?
The Kyrie thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's partially. I mean they actually just got fined because they let Kyrie come in the locker room at Barclays. But it
was so dumb because he was in the audience and you only had to be vaccinated. I think now for games.
Nah. So he was literally on the sideline with no mask on, but couldn't be in the game. So
it's stupid.
But that's like the NYC mayor's fault. Like at first it was the Nets and the mayor, but then it just became the mayor because the Nets were like, obviously the Nets want Kyrie to play.
Yeah.
But you know, good for him for staying strong with his beliefs.
I wish I could have stayed strong.
But yeah, basically the Lakers have been trash. Russell Westbrook has been part of the issue. And people have been going around calling him Russell Westbrick because of how badly he shoots the ball. You know, a brick in basketball is like a wild shot, not hitting air ball and all that kind of stuff. And because of that, he's been getting heckled like a lot, like significantly, like everywhere. Like I think he just ran down on some people in the streets like yesterday or something.
Good.
I don't know if I have that actually pulled up or not, but
I think you could do like, you know. That's a part of sport sometimes, but to a certain extent, it is kind of weird to me.
Yeah,
because it's like you could never, like let's play 1-on-1 then. Come on, come down.
Yeah,
I wish that was the thing.
The way he explained it was like his he feels like it's his legacy because people are now like mocking his last name being Westbrook, and then he was saying how like his son loves his last name, and he goes to school. He's like, I'm Westbrook because like you know that's your dad like. You know, Westbrook is now a name. You hear people on TV talking about it, and he's a kid, so he doesn't really understand even the extent of like what being a professional athlete even means. So like, you know, it was just kind of an interesting comment, but yeah, he's been running down on fans. But I only brought Russell up mostly because I wanted to talk about the Naomi Osaka situation where she was at Indian Wells. For those of you that don't know, it's basically a tournament for tennis, and she was being heckled by people in the crowd, and she kind of like had like she lost the match, but she had like an emotional not breakdown, but she was emotional after the match because she was getting heckled, and you don't know if there's racial connotations because you know tennis, much like golf, still is one of those sports where it's still viewed as being like a white, predominantly dominated league. Like there's not acceptance because it's like one of those rich people things. Like people go and watch golf tournaments and you got to pay all this money to go, or people pay so much money to go see like the US Open or Wimbledon. It's like a lot of real antiquated behavior with tennis matches. And you know, racism is still a part of that, unfortunately, because that, you know, some of the people
that's, you know, that sport is usually dominated by white people.
Yeah, like even there's still speculation as to like you know, using the word masters in golf and tennis, because we don't know the origins necessarily of that, but obviously given slave masters and things like that, I'm sure the origin was it was a tennis match, and or I mean it was a golf match, and then all the slave masters pulled up, and then they called it the Masters because that's where all the people pulled up to go watch it. I'm sure there's something like that, but
why else would you use that term?
Yeah,
I mean, like I get that's like a master.
Yeah, you could be a master of something.
But do you think that came from slavery?
It could have, but the only reason I think that because, you know, Black people, you know, I'll be honest, you know, we try to make everything like, you know, white people did this. Not that that's not true. Most of those things.
Like that because it's so deeply rooted.
It's true. That's why you could question it, because who knows what. Yeah.
And then white people don't say we're sensitive, but it's like how we're sensitive, but stuff is literally rooted everywhere.
Yeah, more than they would know.
And it's crazy. Like you actually don't really think about it until you actually get older. Like I never thought twice about master bedroom until I got older, and I was like, yeah, that is true. I never thought about it because it's such just like, you know, it's just a thing in your mind. Like you don't really think about that's linked to slavery.
Yeah, but I just brought up the whole topic in general just to see like, what do you think? What do you think about, you know, and this could be a larger conversation, like even related to celebrities in general. Like, how do you feel about people that like heckle or like talk down on you if you're in a place of prominence?
I feel like anybody who does that is whack. Because like my mind is like, if I'm going to a game, like I'm going there to enjoy the game. And like, yeah, there's some competition, you know, but I feel like even with the competition, you don't have to like degrade somebody or talk down, you know?
Yeah.
Or even like, I don't know, like I get that as a part of the sport, you know, like you want to kind of like distract the player for your team to win type of thing. But I think some people take it too far. And I feel like you're just a weirdo and you're like, you're kind of whack because you would be embarrassed. Like I feel like those type of people, if it was the other way around on them, they would be crying. Or they would be embarrassed if they got called out and then had to come down. Like, oh, okay, if I'm so bad, if I suck, then come on, show me. I'm so bad, so you show me how to play. And I would just laugh in their face.
I don't know if I have the maturity for that. Because, like, say I was, like, super good at basketball. I'm not. But say I'm decent at basketball. But say I was, like, professional athlete, LeBron James, whatever, right? And somebody was heckling me saying I'm trash, whatever. My mind doesn't even go to come down here. I want to play you one-on-one, and I'm going to show you how much better I am than you. I want to fight.
Yeah.
Because there's not.
Because then that's you see the athleticism in that in fighting.
Because that's more demeaning to me. Like I would demean this person more if I beat them up in front of their wife.
Yeah, or if you just like, what's that word? We yoke somebody up.
Yeah.
Like and just watch them like you know you probably
scramble. He gonna lift them off the feet.
You literally can hold with one hand probably, right? Some of these players.
Yeah, with their feet dangling.
Yeah, like that's embarrassing. That's probably more embarrassing honestly than knocking them out. It's just joking them up and then being like, what'd you say? And then to see what.
Yeah, because these NFL players can yoke up other NFL players. So what are they gonna do to you? Like they're gonna toss you across the room. Which I wish there was no rules and stuff like that. Like I wish there wasn't like that type of stuff gets you fined or kicked out the game or suspended stuff like that. And, like that sucks because like people like at the end of the day you shouldn't be able to come in there talking crazy. Yeah, and not show. Or the people they throw food at them. Like there's like a lot of real crazy stuff.
Throwing water that you drink out of, like that's just so disgusting.
Yeah, we gotta fight like that. We gotta physically fight.
That's so disgusting. Like it's always like I will say it too. It's always like white people. Like I know you told me last pod to stop talking about them, but it's hard not to talk about them. They're like barbaric. Like literally, I feel like it's in their DNA to be like barbaric. Like let's go back to their history of what they were doing in European countries. Like. And the pictures today I was popping up of the lynching, they were just sitting there watching, like so amazed, like what's wrong with them? Like, and obviously it's not all of them, but a lot. Like I feel like they have like that in their DNA, like it's like evil DNA.
Yeah, I would say that in terms of hecklers, I've never
always them.
I've never To add to that too, I saw a picture or a video of a guy, and this is that whole YouTube culture, but like. The YouTubers that get popping for being just whack, they just do pranks, they just do whatever. Yeah. This one guy was at I don't know if they were at the Barclays or if they were somewhere else, but Kyrie was there. He was playing. Oh, it couldn't have been the Barclays because Kyrie was on the bench. But wherever they were, and the guy was like antagonizing somebody. I don't know if it was KD or somebody. He was talking crazy to somebody, but Kyrie was sitting there like, come on, bro, like grow up. Like you got,
yeah.
and he was like, you got your mans over there, like you paying him to record you, like talking to NBA players, like that's mad
Like
whack.
you're whack.
Like you're a grown man.
At the end of the day, you're going home to your little house probably. Like,
But that's the
I mean,
problem.
but sometimes they do got money.
No, that's the problem
there.
because sometimes the people that are attending these games may have even more money than the players that are on the court too.
That's
so
true.
you can't even necessarily get off the I'm richer than you
Like
because you
go
don't
home,
necessarily
you're broke.
know.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that actually happened to one person who was heckling somebody. He had money.
Yeah, so you can't use that. So I guess it's just the character stuff then,
Yeah.
and the physical strength.
But yeah, do you think that athletes are too sensitive and they should let it go?
I mean, I know, like, I feel like if you're going into that, like, it's always like that when people say, oh, celebrities know what they signed up for, or like athletes know what they signed up for. It's like, yeah, but does that make it right? You know, like we never have that conversation. It's like, yeah, they should kind of know what they signed up for, but does that make it right? Like, should people get called out? Like, even when they try to do cancel culture and stuff, does that make it right that we're allowed to use any mistake that people make and cancel them? But day to day, most of us make mistakes all the time that if we were famous, we would get canceled for it too, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, why is it that because somebody's rich and has money, they should just suck it up, you know?
Yeah. Honestly,
like they're not a human.
If you heckle, you're super trash.
Yeah, you're like I said,
Like,
you're whack.
You're mad. It's
corny.
whack.
You're
It's whack.
like like you're so corny because you know that they can't do nothing to you physically.
LeBron, you suck.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, bro.
Sitting there with a beer belly, like relax. Like
It's crazy.
you shape crazy. Like there's no reason you to be talking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stomach is you can't even see your legs. Like relax.
Yeah, I didn't really have a deep dive on it, but I just thought it was kind of like an interesting thing. You know.
Yeah.
Hecklers are whack, and but at the same time, I do think athletes should still just suck it up, kind of
depending on what they're saying.
Yeah, you know what? To me, I try to look at things like, and I'm sure it's very hard for people to do. I try to look at things as mature as possible, because the thing is, like, even though I immediately want to go and punch people in the face and beat them up, like, you have to look at it maturely, like.
They came here to pay money to watch you.
Yeah.
And to talk about that on you.
Yeah, literally. Yo, listen, I use that LeBron quote all the time where he's like, they got to go home at the end of the day to their wives and they got to pay their bills and they're going to still, be who they are and I'm still going to be me. And there's going to be no difference. Like, if that person heckled me or not, no matter what, if they came to my game or not, they still have to have their lives. Like, and I'm still me and I'm still accomplishing these things. So, I guess not that Westbrook or Osaka would be watching this, but if they are, hey, you just got to keep, in my opinion, you just got to keep your head high and just remember who you are, because you're competing at a level where people just don't get to. Like, both of them have accomplished things that people dream of accomplishing. And they've done it on a high level.
Isn't like Naomi's net worth like 45 million or something crazy like that?
Already, probably. I mean, her Nike deal, I'm sure, was significant. And being at her young age, and even
that
Westbrook,
you're young and
he's still what we would consider to be young. Like, he's still under 40.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, just keep hecklers your whack, and the athletes, they should just keep their heads up.
Yeah.
But yeah. Did you want to hit the air?
But it's loud, yeah, right?
Yeah, it's
between the
gonna be
music and the air.
It's a little hectic.
Can you hear the music?
The extent that you can hear well, for you guys that don't know, we're in an
It
apartment,
sounds
so
loud
we
for
can
us.
hear our neighbors below us got some knocking speakers. They can't compete with mine though.
Yeah.
I got the big HS8, Big Daddies.
But they're annoying. I'm gonna be like bang on the ground.
Knock this whole place down. But
Like it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock almost.
But yeah, staying on sports really quickly. Tom Brady has unretired.
Yeah. I said that last podcast about.
You might have.
But we didn't go into it deep.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I brought it up briefly.
Yeah, I'm only bringing it up now because I didn't really think that was that shocking. I'm like, obviously, like, come on, bro. He could still play at a high level. He was still in the playoffs.
I mean, I actually thought he was done.
I didn't think he was done. You can't play at a high level like that and then just be like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, I think someone like him is gonna have a dramatic goodbye.
Yeah, like he can't like.
Like he's gonna notice that he's gonna notice his last season.
Yeah, it'll have to be something like he doesn't make the playoffs or something where it's like something like an injury. God
I feel like
forbid.
somebody like him, he's gonna want to end on like a Super Bowl or like on a like a even or odd number, like like 45, 50th year playing something like that. How many
50th.
years? How many years have you been playing?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
Yeah, wait, I'm
50th.
I meant 50 years old.
22 seasons.
So yeah, 25.
Yeah.
I guess 25th season. Who's the longest playing?
Longest football player ever?
Because he might try to beat that.
It probably would be Brett Favre, if I had to guess. Tell me I'm right. Come on, give it to me. George Blanda. Who?
Not even the oldest, but longest playing.
I would assume that to be the same, but I could be wrong. Yeah, George Blanda played till he was 48.
How many seasons did it say?
26.
Okay, so maybe maybe Tom Brady will try to beat him.
Yeah, let's see.
30 seasons, imagine.
Tom Brady is actually number 7th on the list of oldest. Wait, what is this? Oh, this is most games ever played. Morton Anderson owns the record for most NFL games played with 382. He played from 82 to 2007.
Dang.
Crazy. But yeah, I actually only literally brought this up because a fan literally bought Tom Brady's final touchdown pass, the ball, for 500 bands, like a couple hours, and then Tom Brady came out and said that I'm unretired. So he basically overpaid for the football, thinking it was Tom Brady's last one,
God.
and then Tom Brady's like, "Nah, I'm coming back." Literally a few hours later.
Oh my God. I know it's nothing you can do about that, right?
500, nah, because you paid for it. That was the value at the time. Like these auction houses, they can't account for what might happen later.
They should have waited until it was official. Like wait till the season started to auction off that ball.
Yeah, or like, why did they even have? Why does Tom Brady not even have it?
Yeah.
Maybe he just doesn't care. He's had so many accolades, but I feel like he should have had that in his house.
That's disgusting.
But yeah, basically, with Tom Brady, he said an unidentified person spent $518,628 on the game ball used during the final touchdown pass. Let me see. Somebody estimated that the ball would be sold for $1 million. Let's see. Scroll. Basically, long story short,
500 is a lot.
that's a lot of money for a ball. But basically, Tom Brady was able to, Tom Brady put out a statement. I don't know if he found out who the guy was or something like that, but he has a partnership with one of those crypto companies. I think it's like FX something. But basically, he tweeted them. He was like, "Yo, can we give the guy 1 Bitcoin for, his troubles, like to try to help him out a little bit?" And he said to a charity of his choice. And then they tweeted back. They were like, "Yeah, well, we can do that, but let's also give him 1 Bitcoin too, just for himself." So I'm not sure what the value of Bitcoin is at this point, but I'm sure it's around maybe 80K.
They could have given him like 2 Bitcoins.
It's at 41, so $80,000. I mean, he recoups 40 of that 500, I guess.
I mean, it'll still go up, the Bitcoin.
It's not touching that $500,000.
He's probably like, I don't know, Bitcoin.
Yeah, he's probably throwing up somewhere sick. But I mean, at least Tom Brady's a cool guy because he tries to, accommodate for those things, and even smarter, he's leveraging his sponsorship deals to help out. Like he's not coming off that money himself, even though he could, of course. But yeah, I just thought that was like, I'm like, bro, come on. You should have known.
Yeah.
But also in addition, the reason why he said he unretired too, he was having a conversation with LeBron and was like, he saw what LeBron's been doing. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but LeBron's been out there wilding out, like dropping 50 points in his old age. So he said they were texting back and forth, and Tom Brady was like, "Nah, I'm coming back now." So Tom Brady's back, ladies and gentlemen, ruining all our lives for another season.
That is a crazy perspective, though. You think that that's your life for 22 seasons. It's like, it is kind of hard probably to say goodbye. Like, that is probably hard.
Yeah, doing it at a high level.
And he probably wants it to be like a different way to go out.
Yeah.
But that has to be hard. Like you go back to it's like what now?
And that's just in the NFL. Tom Brady played, college ball, of course. Like these players played their whole lives basically. Most of them. There's some you get those people every once in a while. They're like, yeah, I just started playing last year actually, and it's like, all right. But you played that your whole life from when you were a little kid, and you playing a sport for 40 years, and to just walk away from it, and then it's like, now what?
It's not that easy, yeah.
Especially the requirements of that sport, like you working out twice a day, probably eating a ton, like it's like and then all that just stops. That's why you see football players get so fat after they retire, because they don't adjust now to the civilian life. They're eating 5,000 calories, not working out though, so then they get huge. But I thought that was interesting. Shout out to Tom Brady for being a cool person and trying to help out at least a little bit. But fan, you took a super L on that. But he spent $500 on a football, so I'm sure he's all right.
Yeah, I'm sure he has money.
Yeah. Getting into some more news, we are going to basically get into
stick to sports.
We can stick to sports. You had something you want to run through real quick. Well, not quick, but you had a topic. I'll let you introduce it.
Don't cancel us. But I need to get more name details. But to start, I need to keep this open because that look good. The NCAA. Oh my God, these people are distracting me. Are they distracting you?
No, I'm focused on my craft.
NCAA swimming. I'm trying to get the details. Maybe I should have the details. Swimming championship. Okay, and then go to news. Where's the thing? Oh, right here. Okay. Did you just bang? You stomped? You try to.
I'm about to be a Karen.
I know.
Let me get my broomstick. Starts hitting the ground.
Like, people got work. Okay. So the NCAA championship, swimming championship, University of Pennsylvania, there was a swimmer named Leah Thomas who made history by becoming the first transgender woman to win a NCAA swimming competition in Division I. They said there were barely any cheers after she won. But okay, so a transgender woman was in a women's sporting event, the 500-yard freestyle, and was number 1.
Question for you real quick.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're the best person to ask. When somebody says a transgender woman, that means that it was a man that turned into a woman. All right, gotcha.
Yeah, it's a little confusing because I don't really know that either. That's too many counts. I'm trying to find, what's that guy's name? Lou Duval. He tweeted the stats. So, here we go. A lot of people are feeling away for the right reasons, in my opinion. And I feel like, me as a woman, I want to lead the conversation. You could kind of maybe give your opinion, but me as a woman, I feel like I could say how I feel. So, William Thomas was a guy, and he was ranked 462 in men's swimming. And now she's ranked number 1 once he transformed into a she. It's William to lead.
First of all, transformed?
No, like,
what is it? A Camaro? He's an Autobot? Is he Bumblebee? He Optimus Prime?
Transformed.
Transitioned? Is that would that be the right word? Mm-hmm. Transformed is crazy.
I don't know all the formalities.
Autobots roll out.
And honestly, not even to be rude, I really don't care to learn. Because that's not my priority in life. Like, that's just, I have other things to worry about. And that's not even trying to be disrespectful. I just feel like I don't really care to learn all that stuff. Jesus. So, as a woman, I feel like this, I don't know if you guys can see, this picture just looks crazy. Them lined up. Like, tell me I don't look crazy.
I like the cowboy hat on the person from Texas.
That is just crazy though. The height difference, the legs. Ugh, I'm disgusted. I'm trying to make this polite as possible. What is that? Oh, the Transformer sound? I think that transgenders should have their own category in all sports. Like, yes, you could be involved in NFL, NCAA sports, NBA, high school sports, what is high school called? I'm not sure. New Jersey was NJSIAA. But I just feel like as a transgender woman to compete in competitions with natural born women is like disrespectful because, you know, we had this conversation earlier. When it comes to race, like, you know, because I always say, okay, transgender people will probably be like, oh, well, what if we had black sports and white sports and this? It's not the same thing because along races, there is no proven, as far as I know, that one race is stronger than another. One race is more athletic than another. I don't think that has been proven at all. The stereotypes based off environmental factors, the stereotypes based off of what's prioritized, because some countries and some cultures, their priority might not be sports. Black culture, we love sports. We had a conversation earlier. Black people, lots of times environmentally, are in situations where they try to escape home and their escape is sports. Things like that. So those things might equate to more black athletes. Black people seem like we're better in sports and that we're stronger. And, you know, I'm black, so I'm going to gas us up and be like, maybe we are stronger. But, you know, maybe we're not. You know, most likely we're not. And like it is just environmental factors that more drive, more motivation. But when it comes to transgender and men versus women, there are differences. Look at us. Like, you know, they're skinny guys, right? They're skinny guys. But look, I'm a girl. I don't have natural muscles. I don't. And some girls are more muscular, but I'm a woman. My legs are smaller. Your legs are smaller. Usually men are taller than women. You're taller than me. You have testosterone. I have estrogen. Like, it's just different hormones. It's different things. Men are proven to be stronger. Men are proven to be faster. That's why in high school, like, you could race against guys. And I've beaten guys. Yeah, I've beaten guys. But the fastest boy on the boys team is faster than the fastest girl. Usually, right? Like,
Yeah.
more like times than not. Like, I did cross country. The men on average would run in the 15, 16 range, the top men. The top women, 19, 18, 19. So, like, you know, that's a whole minute or 2 minutes that they were faster by. That's just life. And of course, the fastest woman athlete in the world could probably be every boy on the, not even probably, will be every boy on the high school team. But that's just, you know, but the fastest professional boy or man in the whole world is still faster than the fastest professional woman. That's just science. I would have to do more research on why men are stronger, but I think it's just, we're the bearers of children. We're here to give birth and create kids, and the men were built to, you know, be the hunters and go out and fight and defend the family and protect the family. So when you have somebody like this who's clearly extremely a lot taller because she's a natural born man, naturally taller, more built, and now you're racing against other women, and now you're taking, like, this woman who came number 2 should have been number 1. Like, that's crazy that you took away that title from her because you was trash in the male race, and that's not maybe her decision to become a woman. But it's like, that's just so nasty to me. That's so disrespectful. And like I said, from a woman's perspective, I honestly don't like when transgender women say that they're like, oh, we're the same as women. It's like, no, we're not the same. I'm bleeding right now. TMI. I'm on my period. You will never experience that. You will never experience that annoyance or that, you know, that embarrassment if you bleed through your pants, or that worry. You will never experience what it's like bleeding 5 to 7 days nonstop for 5 to 7 days back to back. You will never know what it's like to have cramps, real cramps, not cramps from your medicine, cramps that come from having a uterus contracting and doing what it does. They won't experience that. So it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you should be proud of who you are and have your own category. Be like, I'm a proud transgender woman, not I'm a proud woman, because we're not the same. Like I said, the main difference is having a uterus, having the ability to create a life, bleeding 5 days a week.
There's a lot more differences in that.
No, there's a lot more differences, but that's like the main thing. Like, women go through a lot with periods. Like, periods could affect how you are in sports.
I think you're limiting even women's experience just to that. You should probably expand on some other things that women go through as well.
Well, like what? Like what? Like emotionally?
Everything.
Yeah. Like, as far as like inequalities or scientifically.
I think in general, you know what?
Like can transgender women get breast cancer?
Everybody can get breast cancer.
Okay, so men can get breast cancer too. Yeah. It's just not as common.
No.
Because they don't have as much tissue and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe
But just in general,
you
I mean,
know what's
like,
the main thing though? Somebody had mentioned this. They said like one woman experience that a lot of women have, especially like younger girls have like that experience of like being sexually harassed, especially by older men, older family members. I haven't experienced that personally, but a lot of women have experienced that. And now now as an adult, you transition into a woman, and now want to be like like talking to other women like, oh, we're the same, we have the same experiences. Like, no, you will never know what it's like being a 10-year-old girl and getting creeped out by like an uncle in your family, right? It's like how you gonna like how you dare you kind of compare that experience being catcalled walking down the street when you're like a 13-year-old girl going to the bus stop. It's like we're not the same. Like you were a boy growing up, you might not have had that same experience. Not saying that little boys don't get like sexually harassed and stuff, but it's not as common, It's a more unique experience with women. I never experienced that personally, so I guess I could be the argument. It's like, oh, you didn't experience it. It's like, yeah, but many other women have. And it's like there's nothing wrong with just being a transgender woman. Like you don't have to, like, why try to be in the same club as us? Like, you can still, like, there's plenty of women are cool with transgender women and friends with them and everything. But you should still respect that there are differences that you'll never, ever, ever like compete with, Mm-hmm. Like there's literally this girl on TikTok who was fighting everybody in the comments saying, I do get a period, I do get cramps from my medicine. It's like, you get cramps from my medicine. Cramps scientifically is the contraction of a uterus. You don't have a uterus. Like, it's not like, why is it a competition? You're not a naturally born woman. You don't have a uterus. You don't have ovaries. You don't have eggs. Like, you don't bleed. You don't even have a vagina unless you get surgery, and it's not even a natural one. Like, oh man. And I haven't, like I said, nothing against transgenders. I do not. But I feel like it is so disrespectful. That's like if there was a thing. That was like if black people were able to get surgery to turn white. Or if white people that's a better example. If white people were able to get surgery to turn black, and then now they put themselves in black spaces. Like, now you go take up scholarships for black people. Now you go take up scholarships for, or spaces in HBCUs, or spaces that that are allocated for black people. That's like the same thing. Like, if a white person just got surgery, right, and changed to white, a man getting surgery to become a woman is like low key like encroaching on women, things that were designated for a woman. We have our own sports category for a reason. Separated from men, So, as a woman, I don't agree with it. I wish they had their own category, like, cause that would be cool. Like, all the transgender women compete in an event. I will actually watch that. But if you were in a women's sport as a transgender woman, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, we're not the right people to talk about this, and I'm not going to say anything about this topic really. But just in general, I guess to be devil's advocate here, part of the reason. And, you can debate whether you want to accept it or not. And I'm not saying that you're wrong, but, just to give a opinion that, that they would have is just that part of their transition process is to do so in order to be accepted into the other gender that they're trying to transition into. So that's the whole goal. That they feel like they are internally. Yeah. So they don't want to then be alienated, I guess more, or just being alienated in general, putting them in a different category, almost like there's men's, like how there's men's sports, women's sports, and then there's going to be transgender sports. I feel like they would take that almost as like, and no disrespect, I'm not trying to be, no, because what I'm about to say, I don't mean to be offensive at all, or like, hopefully this has no ill intent whatsoever. So,
Here's the.
No, well, first of all, relax.
No, I'm saying like.
But I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying like I feel like, well, okay, not who cares, but I feel like it's like, why do you have to walk on eggshells? Like,
I'm not walking on eggshells.
No, I'm saying like that's not. I feel like that's so unfair in society that like you got to walk on eggshells to talk about a topic that like is controversial. No,
I'm just explaining my point. I'm just communicating.
Yeah, I didn't mean like who cares about how people feel. I just mean like just say it. No, I'm
going to still say it. I'm just communicating properly. So. I don't want to speak for other people. Like, I don't. That would be ignorant. But I would assume that they would take that as the equivalent as putting them in a like the Paralympics type of category, like people that have disabilities. Like, I feel like that they would take that in a similar fashion if you try to put them in over there. if their whole goal is to be accepted and have the LGBTQ community having laws passed, and they just want to be, I guess, included. So I believe that that's how they would take it, and that's why they have the push to be included in the opposite.
But they have to understand that they're not, like, it's just, you can't, like, they'd be like, oh, it's not fair. Well, life's not fair. That's how you were born. Boo-hoo. You have male hormones now. You have them naturally. You're naturally built with the strength of a male. So, yeah, I'm sorry if that's how you feel, but that's how you were born. And like I said, I feel like the defense is going to be like, oh, well, what about segregation? But we already just explained there's no differences except how you look racially. Like, if you compare human to human, a black man and a white woman, a black man and a white man, same anatomy, same build, everything. A man to a woman is a different thing. Like, I'm sorry, that's how you were born, and like, have pride in being a trans. Like, don't try to now encroach into space. Like, yeah, and there's some spaces, fine, yeah. Like, if we want to be in a woman's bathroom, sure. Well, actually, I don't know how I feel about that. If you want to be in a nail salon, right? I mean, males go to nail salons, but most of the time, women.
I'll save you.
No, I'm saying most of the time, women are in nail salons, right? You could agree. Go to any nail salon, you most likely won't see a man in there. You might see some, who get the manicure, nails, and toes. But majority, I never seen it. In my personal experience, I've never seen actually a man in a nail salon once, except that time we went with Cam to get our toes done. So if you're in that space, yeah, cool, fine. Like, there's plenty of spaces that if they were a part of a woman group or audience, that I wouldn't mind. But when it comes to things like sports, where there's clear unfair advantages naturally, but just because of how you're born, sorry, like, a separate category shouldn't hurt your feelings. That's who you are. And I get they want to be involved in that space, but it's like you, I don't know, it's just so crazy to me. I feel like it's just the entitlement. I feel like you could just get a surgery and take some pills, and now you are entitled to that experience of a natural born woman,
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but there has to be acceptance on their side of who they are and having a category, and at least in sports. I don't mind other areas, some areas, but sports, yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing additional to add, but just a quick statement. It's funny because I've never seen the opposite, where a woman tries to become a man and then tries to go into male sports.
And I think that it does exist, but obviously it's not as controversial because there's no disadvantage.
Yeah.
If anything, it's more of a disadvantage actually to be a woman, a transgender man, being in male sports. It's probably actually the opposite. It's worse for you.
Yeah.
Be way behind in the race.
Yeah. Well.
Anything else sports related?
No, nothing else sports related, but we do have some big news. I don't know if you're familiar with what just happened recently, but Jussie's out of jail.
This is not big news. Should've stayed in there.
Jussie is out of jail after 6 days.
They said he wasn't eating. Dramatic. Like, he's so dramatic to me.
How many days? He was sentenced to what, like 120 days or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Like
5 months.
Yeah. So we're gonna have fun with this one. There's not much of a breakdown here, but yeah, it's interesting. I mean, like, I can't tell what this was about. Like, I can't tell if it was a clout chase, if it's, sometimes people manufacture lies and then they believe it. Like, did he want to be a martyr for civil rights and become one of those people, like become like a Kaepernick? Like, I really can't tell what this is, because he's still dying with the lie and saying that it was still true.
He's
and
sick.
There's a lot of nastiness going on.
That's what the judge was asking. Like I said, that judge's closing statement, if you ever want to watch it, it's kind of long, but he was killing him. It was like maybe like a 30-minute, 40-minute closing statement.
And also in addition to that, for the judge, it's like, bro, like you're taking away time for like other things.
That's what he was saying.
It's like, bro, like
just we're all here. Look at, like, I would be like embarrassed. Like, look at everybody in this room. We all could have been anywhere else right now, and we're here because of you.
Lying about a Subway sandwich,
he
bro.
was a weirdo.
The meatball marinara was going crazy, but like,
That's what, like I said, that's what Judge was asking. He was like, "What was the point? Like, was this for attention?" And he's like, "Was this for your career? Like, was it for like social justice reasons?" Because like he had a history of doing this stuff since he was a kid, social justice stuff. Mm-hmm. So did you want to, like you said, did you want to be a Malcolm X? Like, what was the point?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it, but those thoughts do enter my mind. It's like, what was the point? Like, is it because when these things happen, I tend to question. Mental illness is the hot topic, popularity everywhere.
That's my favorite thing to say. People are mentally ill when they do stuff like that, because like we had a whole podcast topic about liars. Like, but what is the mental issue where you just lie?
But like, I can understand lying, but sometimes like people manufacture stuff. Like, to me, people aren't mentally ill because they lie.
Yeah, because lying could be if you got caught doing something. Oh no, because you didn't want the consequences. Like, if you have a reason for lying, then it's different. Like, but people who lie unprovoked, like he was sitting in his bed and came up with this whole story. Like, it's not like someone asked him, "Did you steal my cookies out the jar as a kid?" No, I didn't steal them. Like, everybody lied at one point in their life about stupid stuff. Like, oh, did you steal my charger? And you stole somebody's charger, you wanted to keep it. No, I don't got your charger. I don't got it. But you really did steal. Like, okay, yeah, you're a thief and you're broke, but you're not crazy. But people who just lie for no reason, like coming up with stuff out of the blue, like you sitting there, everybody's sitting there chilling, and all of a sudden, hey, did you know so and so did this?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Oh, I got robbed. Like, the people who lie for no reason, like especially girls who just lie in front of guys and come up with stories like, oh my God, yeah, like me and my family went to like Costa Rica. I'm like, girl, you never been out of the country. Like, why are you lying? Like, that's the people that scare me.
Yeah. So I just had to throw that on the table because you never know. But this is like, he was throwing up the Black Power fist.
Yeah.
He said,
I'm not suicidal.
I'm not suicidal. Yo, Jussie.
And he said it a million times, I'm not suicidal. He thought he was on an episode of Empire.
Bro, I promise you, nobody was coming to put a hit on you to kill you.
You think he Epstein? I'm like, you're not Epstein. Epstein got a whole laundry list of people that he could put powerful people away for life.
Epstein had a lot of money and
a lot of power.
He wasn't on...
And could have took mad people down. He wasn't on a show that's kind of flopped.
Yeah, he wasn't on Empire. But, bro, dying with a lie, like... I think what the craziest part about this story was, like, you got beat up, right? Bleach, magas, nooses.
And the noose was like a string that's like in like the sewing kit. It wasn't even a thick rope. It was like the sewing kit type string, like yarn. It was yarn. I gotta find a picture. It was like yarn.
And after all that, you walked home.
It was a polar vortex too. I don't know if you remember that. Like, there was a polar vortex.
It was
in Chicago. Brick. Like, literally, like negative temperatures.
You went to Subway.
At 2 a.m. Subway even open that late?
There's Chicago, right? So who knows? And somehow, some way, with the noose on your neck and a polar vortex in Chicago, with magas running up on you, beating you up, in Chicago, and putting bleach on you in Chicago streets.
And they knew his name. And
they recognized you.
Nigga from Empire. Nobody watches that show. Like, especially white people. Right? White race people don't know about Empire. And of all shows, why would they pick you? You're not even that relevant. His name wasn't even in his household until this case. And
somehow the roasted turkey subs still got back to the apartment.
And I told you the apartment cameras caught him with the rope hanging like this.
And then he flipped it.
When police got there, they said the smaller part was around his neck and the string was in the back. So that means he got in the elevator and was like, ooh.
And then he kept it on.
Yeah,
he walked back home.
Sitting there, yeah.
All right. What else?
And I told you they have all the text messages of them planning it. Like, how you have to prove that you planned it and still was saying you're innocent? Like, I don't know. I just can't wrap my mind around people being crazy. It's more sad than anything. But I feel like some people are really not that crazy.
Yeah.
Like if you were an actor on TV and had lines and was on multiple seasons, you're not that crazy to me. But a lot of times those actors are really crazy though. Some of them. We had this conversation of how we think actors and actresses actually low key might like have some low level of like mental illness because for them to just be a whole different person. Like not even an insulting way. Like they just have something in their brains where they're able to just be a whole different person. It's kind of scary. It's like multiple personality disorder or something.
Yeah.
That's not even an insult because actors and actresses I feel like are like one of the most talented people on earth.
I think he probably just planned out this whole grand scheme. He put too much sauce on it, I think. I think if he dialed it back a little bit more,
Yeah,
it might have
like
been a little
MAGA
bit
hats and bleach
in a news.
and news.
Who's walking in a polar vortex with bleach and MAGA hats and rope in their hand, running down on.
Like he thought that was so believable. And the funny thing is, people believed it at first. Remember, I was one of the first people I feel like on my Twitter. I was like,
Yeah, people were getting
something not
killed.
adding up. Yeah, and people were talking about me on Twitter. They were like, oh, people on my timeline are homophobic and they're just saying that. And I got like 5 people following me. I'm like, how you feel now? I literally got all the tweets too. I kept every single tweet. I'm like, I'm thinking about what I'm saying. This tweet's not, I'm like, this story not adding up. I was like, this story not adding up. Everybody was killing me on my Twitter.
Bro.
How you guys feel now? Dummies. People have no critical thinking or comprehension skills these days. Cause I'm like, for me, I'm like looking at the story. I believe stuff like that. But when I start reading the details, I'm like, this seems so fake.
I know given at the time it was really, tensions were heightened.
And that's what the judge said. He was like, you took advantage of people's emotions during a time of heightened,
Emotions.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff going on. And this was like right before all the George Floyd stuff, right? Is this or George Floyd stuff
Was it
happened?
before?
I feel like this was the end of 2019. I feel like this was before George
Damn,
Floyd.
he did it before that. What was he doing it for?
I
then?
feel like it was.
But you know what the thing is?
Or was it not?
That stuff was happening every day, so it was.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff happening before that, around
Yeah.
that time, yeah. Because George Floyd was just a culmination of everything.
Culmination.
Culmination.
Sounded out. Call.
Culmination.
Nah, cool. But yeah,
Let me see. It happened.
glad he's not suicidal.
Yeah, February 2019. February 21st, 2019.
Crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, well, hopefully this is the last time we're hearing anything about this.
He's still back to me. His career's over, gladly, because you did it to yourself. And you still going. Like, that's the thing. He would have avoided jail time, too, if he just admitted it. Like, they gave him so many chances to avoid a trial. Because they didn't want to go to trial. Who wants to waste money and time? They didn't want to go to trial. They gave him a chance, but they was like, all right, if you don't keep lying, then we got to do a trial then to come up with the details and the evidence.
Yeah, and you can't lean on that black unity thing. Don't put your fist up talking about black power. Nah, you're not.
There were so many black leaders too that wrote letters. Like,
Bro.
you know that, like, you ever see the trial where they do that? They're like, oh, reading letters, like, for the
Yeah.
sentencing. They do that for sentencing. Where it's like, what's his name, Reverend Al Sharpton, and a whole bunch of other like black leaders. It was like these long poems that they were reading. It was like, black people, black men, especially a black gay man in prison, they go through so much, and Jesse should not be in jail because they're gonna hurt him. And that's what the judge was like. Wow, I'm shocked that all these people who are so for black power and black unity are actually defending somebody who actually made it harder for black people to come forward for real hate crimes. Like, they're all whack to me. Sorry, Rev, what was his name? I don't even know. Al Sharpton. I know who he is, obviously, but I was never rocking with some of them and their decisions and having us the Pan Africanism and all that. I don't.
Yeah.
Not gonna get into that today.
Fuck Jesse.
Whoa!
Next.
Whoa! I was not expecting that.
Tumultuous times on the timeline.
What happened?
Drake
Drake.
and Rihanna unfollowed Megan
Meg.
Thee Stallion.
Yeah, because Meg's a liar and a weirdo.
Now hold up.
I'm really crazy.
Here's what relax, throwing around allegations because we still don't know.
I didn't say what she lied about.
What particular?
Did I say what she lied about?
What did she lie about then?
She lied about being with Tory to her friend. She was going behind her back, messing around with Tory when Tory was messing around with
What they got to do with this?
Kelsey, whatever her name was.
What they got to do with this?
She's a liar. I'm just saying, like, she just seems like a bad friend. She seems like annoying. Like, she seems like that obnoxious, annoying friend that just yells and acts crazy. Like, ugh, ew. I don't like girls like her. I don't even know her, but what I see, I don't like. And it's clearly something. She has a history of losing friends. She has a history of people unfollowing her.
Now let me start this.
Always in some mess. Anybody who's always in some drama, always in some mess, you kind of got to look at them like, what is it?
I'm a grown man, and I really do have to say that. I know you hate when I say these things, but I have to, reiterate that I could care less about people unfollowing people on social media. I let them know because then people watch the clips like, oh, he's messy, blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
And I get that unfollowing is not that big of a deal.
It could have been a million different things, but
Sometimes it is.
let's be messy. Let's speculate. Why do you think that split it up? So why do you think that Drake did, and then why do you think that Rihanna did?
I think they both did for the same reasons. But wait, actually, okay.
Come on, take a second.
I'll give you.
If you need a second.
I think Drake and Rihanna are the same reason. I think Rihanna might have had more reasons, but I think the same reason that Drake and Rihanna might have had. Like I feel like something might have happened at a party. You know, they all be at parties and stuff. Like we're not privy to every party they be at. Like paparazzi don't know everything because they do have some low key spots. A lot of them live in gated communities, so if they're all within that community already, they just move, walk around house to house, whatever. So maybe something happened at a party that they all were at. I don't know if Rihanna would be at a party though. She's like about to be give birth. She's probably like at least 7-8 months at this point. So maybe they were at an event or something, and celebrities talk that something went around that they heard, and it could have been a joke, a weird joke that she made, maybe about Rihanna, maybe something with she I don't know, maybe she got involved with Chris Brown. I don't know, but then why would Drake unfollow?
Yeah, I don't know if Ree would unfollow her for that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this far along, and then she hasn't been with him for like 20 years, 10 years, or the Tory situation. I hate to bring it up, but maybe there was some information that got released among that circle, or maybe they found out some stuff. Because that was people's biggest speculation, was because Rihanna was a huge supporter of Megan during all that. Like after that happened, like she invited her to like her diamond ball, and then like that's when she gave her the Savage Fenty sponsorship, which is now gone. That's when I think Drea said something about the situation, and Drea's sponsorship got pulled. Like her it's not even a sponsorship. What's it called when you're like an ambassadorship? Mm-hmm. Got pulled. She was a huge supporter. I think she even said something about it. So it was like, how did he go from all that to like all of a sudden now it's like nothing, unfollow. You're not an ambassador anymore. Like something a little like.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of, because I do kind of somewhat agree with you, and this is no attack on Megan because we're not about to tear anybody. Well, I'm not. I'll stand on my own ledge. I'm not gonna necessarily tear her down. I don't know her personally.
The only reason I give her grace is because she lost her like parents and her grandma. But losing family is still not an excuse to be a bad person.
I just think that her, to me, like I've seen so many of her like in my life.
That's what I'm saying. So have I, and they've never been the type of people my friends.
That it's like she almost reminds me of like a college kid still with with money. In drama, like
sleeping with her friend's man,
having fun out. Almost, she almost acts like she's been out. This is the first time she's been outside. If that makes sense to anybody.
Like anytime you see her at parties, she's always doing a lot, and like there's nothing wrong with people like that, but that's just not who I want around. Yeah, and she's the type that just like clown on people. Like she makes fun of people, jokes around. Like she flip flops, like the way she was talking about Cardi on Nicki's live, and now you in Cardi's face less than a year later doing WAP. Like just fake. I don't like people like that. And like whoever they're around, that's who they try to pander to, who they're around. So like she knew she was with Nicki, so she tried to be like, oh, I'm about to go write something. Like that was a shot at Cardi, and she was trying to get Nicki to say something like problematic. I don't like people like that. Like she was trying to get Nicki to say something.
Yeah.
And Nicki was just like, oop, like Nicki was probably like, oh God, here she go.
Yeah, and I'm sure that was off-putting to. And
I'm sure she was Nicki. I'm sure she was like that around Cardi too. She probably was trying to make some innuendos and probably talking about Nicki with Cardi. I'm sure they did behind the scenes.
Yeah, because I was about to say like I think that you have to, almost to a certain degree, respect fakeness, but I only respect it when it's neutral fakeness.
That was the couch. That sounded crazy.
I didn't think it sounded crazy, but I respect neutral fakeness, like almost like an industry respect. Like people, of course, are going to have their biases and feel the way they feel about certain people, and they may not like certain things, so they don't speak up about things. I like things that are just neutral, because being a neutral industry person and you just bounce around and you're just cool across the board, I respect that. But you definitely can't bounce around being cool here. And like I feel like, I guess the way to embody it too, like even her being all over like Trey songs in the club and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think that.
And there's stories too about him being like, assaulting. It's like.
Yeah, I just think that like that type of college kid mentality just doesn't work in this sort of industry where there's a lot of I think secrecy, and you have to kind of like almost NDAs. Carry yourself. Yeah, NDAs. You got to carry yourself secretly. I
feel like it works more in like the Instagram model environment. Yeah, because that's all they do. They do club hostings. They drink. They party. That's their life. Like literally for a lot of them.
Yeah, but given Megan's status at this point, she's gotten into those rooms. But like being in that room still being that and still acting the way that you act kind of doesn't work, because that's going to be off-putting to people, because now they can't say certain things, they can't make certain jokes, because now they think it's going to get passed around everywhere. So I think it's something to that effect. So
yeah, and Rihanna's very secretive, so it could have even been maybe her gender. Megan found out and was telling people,
yeah,
and people, Rihanna might not, respect that.
or it really could just be anything. Like I think that just being at a party and wilding out too much could be off-putting.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well,
or you say something crazy,
and these people are brands worth billions of dollars. Like we don't consider Drake to be a billionaire, but Drake generates billions of dollars for the entire music industry. He's the only one holding most of this down.
And Drake might not want to be associated with that.
Yeah, especially like, it was a miracle he got out of the Pusha T thing. So like I'm sure he's just chilling at this point, just trying to make his investments and just chill out. These people are at a stature that's just way too high to be around people that Megan has the name and she has the popularity, but she doesn't have what you would consider to be the status, right? Like she doesn't have a brand.
And she's still young, but then again, that's still not even an excuse, because she's our age.
I'll give her, I don't care, right? Like you can be that way. Like I don't have an issue with that, because
me neither. Because that's just how people have fun.
But to operate in that bracket, you have to conform.
It's a time and a place. If you with your friends in a house want to turn up, go ahead. If you with some celebrities that want to turn up, go ahead. Like even I think with the whole Kylie situation that night of the shooting, I think they was having a good time until Meg went on live, and then you kind of tell Kylie was a little bit uncomfortable because she might not want this on live. Like she might be wilding out on the side. Like I'm sure Kylie wilds out. I'm sure she does. She's young, but she might not want that on live. And she was kind of still in the live, like dancing a little bit. But then she probably at one point was like, all right, turn it off, like. Yeah. But Meg is still so like at this point, I don't really can't say she's that new in the industry anymore, but she was like at that time still new, still probably excited to be around all these people. And it's like, but nah, like Kylie's so like private with that side of her life. I feel like her party life, we never see nothing really from her. How she parties. I'm sure she goes crazy.
It damages the brand.
Yeah.
Because now
she's a mom now too. Like you don't want to see her twerking in a pool or doing any drugs that they might do, like, and now why you on live? Like now she gotta watch what she's saying or acting, Not
really that this is a credential either, but I think she's the second most followed person on Instagram after Ronaldo.
Yeah, so that's you don't want no brand deals getting messed up.
Yeah, so I just think that she, has the name, because that's the difference, right? Popularity doesn't equate to status, because the richest people in the world, most of us don't know who they are, right? But they have status, but they don't have the popularity.
And they don't gotta worry about paparazzis, nothing. They can do whatever they want, as long as they're not around nobody important.
And Meg has the name, she has the popularity, but she doesn't have the status, right? Like she couldn't command the same deals that Rihanna is making. And, shout out to Rihanna. I think it was mentioned, I don't know if this was confirmed, that she's looking to take Savage Fenty public for a $3 billion valuation. So we'll see how that works.
I mean, people buy her stuff. I feel like I should look into it, because I really hate Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, I think it's that too, but also just Ulta now being in Target, and now Savage being in Ulta, which is now in Target, and Target is everywhere. It just propelled her business up. So shout out to her. But yeah, my mind of course wanted to go to the Tory thing, but I feel like I wouldn't necessarily think that Drake and Rihanna would have gotten any information. Yeah, right. So
why would they have, unless some word travels? Maybe there's like some evidence that got entered and people just talk among each other.
Yeah, I'm sure the lawyers be talking and that whole place is probably nasty over there.
And you don't even understand, if you're in that type of money bracket, like you might be in a restaurant with like the lawyer, and you might be a singer or something, or you just might be like the manager of like Rihanna, and you're in the restaurant, and you might, or the assistant. Yeah, they might not know. And next thing you know, they all hang out in those same circles, the rich and the famous. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe Rihanna might be like, "Dang, I did all the time. Like I got you this deal. I invited you places. Like I really had your back publicly, and now like I found out like you might lie.
Yeah. And of course, we can get back.
Yeah, we're not calling her a liar, but we're just saying that could be. You got to cover all bases of what it could be.
We could get benefit of the doubt too, because maybe the optics look weird for other deals for Rihanna and Drake if they're still following Megan and they don't want to be, inherit any sort of controversy
while the trial's still happening.
Yeah.
But then you got to think though, Nicki unfollowed what's her name, Megan, I think before the shooting. After Hot Girl Summer, something went down between them.
Who knows? eventually you have to look at a common denominator. But to shoot her a little bit of bail here, because this is the shit on Megan segment.
And they said people were on Twitter saying that she's going to do her hate train era. I'm like, no, this is not a hate train. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't hate her. Obviously her music is not for me, but I think that it's cool to the music that her that she makes, the audience it's intended for, and I guess the movement, you would say, like her and the whole city girls culture, like that whole thing that she kind of like birthed in a way. I feel like it's great. Like, not for me. You wouldn't catch me bumping that, like, driving. But that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate what it is and what she's done.
Yeah, and how she made it to her point. It's always good to see a success story.
And she's always having fun, so I love that.
Yeah.
Good for her. But I just think in this bracket, you can't be that same, person on social media that gossips all the time. Like, you can't really do that over here.
It doesn't work when it comes to money. Like, you messing with people's money now. And it's so much easier to burn bridges when it comes to money.
Yeah. But to shoot her a little bit of bail, I don't know who said this, but I think it was one of either her representatives or Savage Fenty representative. But apparently the deal with
I heard this.
The deal was already done with Savage Fenty, so that would make sense why she was removed from the ambassador website.
And maybe nobody just noticed until now because they decided to search.
But the unfollowing is still
weird because
still questionable.
Like, I feel like it's always news when a celebrity unfollows somebody, and Rihanna hasn't been in news for unfollowing somebody in so long.
Yeah,
and I don't see why you unfollow if you're still cool. Like, people's like, oh, it's just a follow. I'm like, yeah, but you guys say that, but sometimes it's not really just a follow. Like, if people who I haven't talked to in years unfollow me, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, you unfollow me, we don't talk no more, that's fine. But if it's like when it's people that like that or see on a day-to-day, or you might see at an event, it is kind of weird.
Yeah, apparently Kylie also unfollowed her, to just throwing that out there.
I think Kylie unfollowed her a while though.
And
around after the time that all that drama happened.
I don't know why Fortnite is in it, but they removed her music from the game. Mm-hmm. Who knows what that means? Mm-hmm. But people also do ride the. All right, it's like, I think
everybody's not following her. Okay,
might as well.
Fortnite did that with Travis too. They was like, remove the emotes or whatever.
Yeah, they don't want any problems. Yeah. But yeah, so we'll see.
There was also a rumor too that they said that Rihanna was messing with A$AP Rocky. I mean, Meg was messing with A$AP Rocky. I'm like, I don't think so. Let's not put that out there that he's cheating on Rihanna while she's pregnant, because I don't know. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
A$AP doesn't even give me cheater vibes at all, and I don't think he has any like. I don't know. I don't want to like put this claim out there, but I'm pretty sure A$AP doesn't have any like cheating scandals as far as I know, especially on Rihanna.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so far fetched. No.
In other more lighthearted news, we saw that picture of, who was that? It was Ricky Thompson and who else was it? Was it Denzel Dion?
Yeah.
It was, and they posted a fit. You know how long ago that was? Where they posted?
February.
It was February, and then.
So like last month, it was a magazine cover for I forgot what the magazine is.
Yeah, well, let's give them the credit, but
So if it was a February issue, the magazine cover would have came out in January.
It was Pause magazine.
Yeah. So it's February 22 edition. So it would have been like January that those pictures would have came out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, for context, Denzel Dion and Ricky Thompson, if you don't know who those people are, do your Googles. But
they're just influencers, right? They got famous for Vine.
Denzel Dion does music, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but they got famous for Vine. They might do that now, but that would their claim to fame was, like Vine, Instagram, social media.
Basically, there are some well-dressed individuals.
Yeah, they're also known. Yeah, they're known for fashion.
Yeah, they do that as well. And they were on the cover of Pause magazine.
Do you know if they styled themselves or they got styled?
That is a great question. I'm not sure if they styled themselves or not. Let me see if I can find out that information. But they were on the cover and they were dressed in very distinct garments. One was Louis Vuitton. It was a Louis Vuitton coat, and I don't know what the other one was.
Gucci.
It was one was that was the Gucci.
Were they both
one.
Gucci? I think they might have both been Gucci.
Yeah, they might have both been Gucci actually. So
the blue one was definitely Gucci. The tan one is Gucci, right?
Tan one is Gucci. So they were posted in full Gucci head to toe on the cover of the magazine, and then photo surfaced of Gunna and Young Thug literally wearing the same thing.
I think Billboard or something, right?
Yeah.
The
for
same exact outfit.
literally the same exact outfit.
And like the only thing that was different was the shoes slightly, but it's like the same color pants, like black pants, camel color pants, like the camel brownish color.
Fits were fire.
Yeah. I think Denzel and Ricky look better in it.
Yeah.
Gunna's kind of shaped weird and Young Thug's like a stick. I shouldn't be talking.
Yeah, I'm about to say you tone it down over there.
Shut up.
But
I got butt and hips.
but basically the stylist for Gunna and Thug said that he didn't copy, and then it was around the same time, and they just think that great minds think alike. And
I think he saw something. Like that's just too much a coincidence.
I don't know, man.
Like it's hard to give the people that grace. I mean, those coats I'm sure are probably from the newest collection,
which gives it
narrows it down. But
it
still,
does.
It's like, come on.
It
you
helps.
saw it. Like, even if you looked at it for like a second, or it might have just been in your mind, he had to have seen it.
You know what? Even
the pants colors were the same.
I think I'll give some credence to the idea that maybe, just maybe,
yeah,
it was coincidence. But what I don't feel like is a coincidence is the pairing of the two. Because maybe you just saw both coats, but like putting them together,
yeah,
like I don't know.
Blue and black coat with brown. I don't know what we really think of that combo. It looks good, but I wouldn't. I mean, you're a stylist, you might have that mindset. But come on, Gucci has so much other stuff.
Sometimes great minds think alike. This is such an interesting
I know,
conversation.
I don't want to say that, like, it might have just really been a coincidence. I don't want to be that person and be like, oh no, he copied. Because, it really might have been a coincidence. But for me, it is hard to believe that because Denzel and Ricky are like, they're not like superstars, but a lot of times influencers and like even us regular people, stuff circulates and it goes viral, and these celebrities see it. They're on the same internet that we are on. Mm-hmm. They see it, and you might not think they're seeing it, but even if they're not the one seeing it, someone on their team seeing it.
Yeah, I think
whose job is to do that.
Just a real quick comment. I think people feel like when celebrities are on Twitter or all these other platforms, I feel like they think that celebrities only see famous, the only people with verified checks all up and down their timeline, which is definitely not.
Which
not
you
the
could
case.
set an option for that. I think to have your comments sorted all to the top, but they're acting like they're not seeing this stuff. Like if anything, celebrities are really probably looking because a lot of them are really insecure and care about what people are saying about them and their image.
That and they also need some content, like
yeah, and they just want to have fun. They're humans. They just want to scroll like we do.
They want to laugh.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was interesting. Of course, fashion streets was in a turmoil. That his Ricky's tweet, I think it was Ricky's tweet who originally said it.
Yeah,
but
it went viral.
I think it's almost at 100,000 likes on Twitter at this point. But yeah, I mean, listen.
I don't like that. Cause I feel like people, and lots of times these celebrities and stylists get away with this so many times. Like Ricky and I don't know if it was intentional, if they thought they were just gonna get away with it.
That's the thing, because it's like,
cause you knew you wasn't.
But yeah, I would hope that they didn't think in today's society that that's not getting put out on Front Street. Like
even if you were a small like brand or had a small amount of followers, anytime that copying stuff happens, it usually does go viral because people really don't play with that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it was a coincidence.
It could have been, but moral of the story is style yourself. Because even getting styled to me is kind of weird.
Especially if you're known for fashion.
Only because just wear what you want to wear. Like, I actually never really understood people getting styled for, like, somebody else dressing you. To me, if you're not, like, in a performance of, like, a movie or play or something like that, to me is weird. Like, I never...
Yeah, some people get stylists for just, like, vacation. Like, they'll be going on a trip and they'll be like, oh, my stylist is paying like, celebrities. Like, I don't get that. Like, for me personally, I would want to have that experience one day with a stylist because I feel like I still struggle with dressing with my shape. Because I feel like I have a good shape, but sometimes I messed it up with how I dress. And what my stuff is not really tailored to me. So sometimes, a lot of times when I wear it, it really covers up, like, my body. Like, or it doesn't really accentuate it the way it's supposed to. So a stylist would help with that.
If you stop dressing like a man all the time, then...
No, but even when I dress like a girl, like, I feel like I'm like, where the curves? I mean, I know they're there. I do got little hips. I'm like a C cup.
Yeah, but you're not gonna see that wearing quadruple XL hoodies and cargo pants all day long.
Okay, this weekend I have a cute dress I'm gonna wear, and I'll wear it on the pod if it's warm out.
Yeah,
and we're gonna take pictures in a parking garage, like, and be basic.
No, we're not doing that. But
Ooh,
yeah,
and the weather's gonna be kind of warm. Yeah.
but yeah. Hopefully they didn't copy. But if they did, whether they copied or not, at least Denzel and Ricky will have some additional visibility into the cool stuff that they make, because I do enjoy their style in general.
Yeah. I
So
think he has a brand too, Denzel.
isn't it pop? Wait, because I'm not familiar with, for people that don't know. Actually, I'm not familiar with like the intricacies of everybody's everyday life, in the way that some people are, because they follow them, so they know who has this deal and this brand.
Yeah.
I don't really follow stuff like that, so I feel like I've seen Denzel Dion's brand at some point on my timeline, but I'm not 100%
Probably
sure.
because he'll tweet stuff like his sister usually models his stuff, and it usually goes like it gets a good amount of retweets and likes.
Well, I will definitely check it out if you guys are watching it. Hello, definitely fly. Their cover was definitely flyer too, in my opinion. Look good.
Yeah. Stop copying.
Yeah, don't copy.
If
Stylist.
if you really did copy, stop copying. Because that's my biggest pet peeve is copycats. Like, be your own person.
Be watching out.
You know I don't like copycats.
Now, this is gonna be a sick transition one way or another. Now, do you want to get into the BBL topic now? Because my topic after might be hilarious.
What's
the transition. I'm not gonna tell you.
We could just
let
do
me.
the BBL one real quick then.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Last episode we said we was gonna talk about this, so we pushed it back to this one.
Was that last episode?
I think it was.
I feel like that was so long ago.
Right? It does feel like so long ago.
I feel like that was weeks ago, but that
You know
could
what?
be
It
wrong.
probably could be filmed on Saturday.
I don't know.
It does feel like so long ago.
Feels like not
That was
long
our
ago.
super long episode, yeah. Because that's when we had all those clips. That was last week. Yeah, right? I was thinking that too. I'm like, that was like 2 weeks ago. Nope, that was last week.
Go ahead, get it on.
But yeah, I wanted to bring up this topic because I saw a YouTube video by Queen Chiyama. And I saw the tweets in like real time when they were happening, and the Shade Room post. But basically, it all started because there was a tweet that went viral of somebody saying that they like that Ruby Rose's body is natural. And then everybody I need to tweet were like, no, she's not natural. She had surgery. She got natural. Like, it was like a sculpture of BBL, which is basically when they like, it's like a skinny BBL. Like, skinny girls weren't too skinny for BBLs because they have to take the fat from your stomach. If you don't have no fat, or sometimes they take it from your arms. If you don't have no fat, where are they going to take it from? So there's a thing called sculpture, which is like non-invasive, and it's like, I think it's some type of injection that they do like, as a BBL. So they were all trying to say she got that, and they saw her posting on Instagram that she got it, and that she posted her doctor, and I was like, no, she didn't get BBL. And then like so I guess she must saw those tweets, right? Because then Ruby tweeted, she was like, stop trying to put surgery on me, like I never got a BBL, like I never got veneers, nothing, like everything about me is 100% natural. And she was just like, stop putting that on me. Like, I'm not against it, but blah, blah, stop putting it on me. So then I got posted on the Shade Room. So, that just blew up. So then that Queen Chiyama girl made a video about it. And she was saying that there's like an issue with society now that so many people, like because of BBL became so widespread and that people are brainwashed that they think that natural bodies are BBLs. Like now they think everything's a BBL. And like they're so quick to just throw that on somebody. It's like, are you brainwashed or are you a hater, But I just feel like that is an issue. And it's like, I didn't think it's partial brainwashing, but that's just so sad that now we live in a world where you see a body where clearly the BBL inspiration came from and you're trying to put that on somebody. Like I feel like that's so crazy that you see somebody with a nice body, like, oh, they had to have something done. They had to have a BBL, something. It's like, no, maybe that's how she was born. Genetics. People are naturally have genetics. And somebody like Ruby, like, you could just tell that's not a BBL. Her butt's not even that big. And she had literally the same exact shape her whole life. Like, she's been viral since she was like 14, 15 years old. She has the same exact shape. You could just tell she gained weight. It's literally the same exact body shape she's always had. People are such haters.
Yeah, it's definitely the brainwashing thing. And it's so crazy. It's so crazy that happened because literally, like, if you take somebody with a nice body and add followers to it, it equals BBL. Like,
Yeah.
that's the formula now.
Literally.
Which is not true.
And people forget that we all like gain weight, especially when you're in your 20s. Like compared to how I look when we first met. Like it's not like I gained that much weight, but I am a little more curvy. Like I've gained weight in different places. Like I don't look the same that I looked when I was 15, 16 years old. I'm like, Ruby is what, 24? I'm like, she's still gaining like that womanly weight that we gain. And people gain weight. People's metabolism slows down. But she literally has the same exact body. Like I don't get where people, like how you look at somebody like her and just accuse surgery just because it's so hard to believe that somebody just looks like that naturally. Like even the fact that I got accused of that twice, it's crazy. Like that girl in YouTube comments that said that was obvious I have a BBL. And then my wax lady was asking. Remember I told you that story? She was like, "Oh, did you eat the lipo and the BBL?" I was like, "What?" Because like that was like the one time I wore like leggings and like a crop top, so like, she saw my body shape. I was like, "What?"
You look like a bug.
And I get it because I have skinny legs, but it's like, dang, that's just genetics. Like some of us just look like that.
I'm joking, guys. She doesn't look like a bug.
No, but I do have long, skinny legs, and then my butt just kind of doesn't pop out. Like
It's just the calves.
a little, and my thighs a little bit. My thighs are not like meaty and big.
Yeah, you got to work out.
And then, even when I do work out, like that's just naturally how I'm shaped. Like I've always had like a butt, always. Like it's not my butt's not huge. It's not even big. I wouldn't even say it's big, but it's shapely and it just pops out. And I ran track, so it's like I've always just had that. And the fact that I got accused of that twice, I'm like, this world is brainwashed. That somebody skinny like me who wanted to gain weight my whole life, I never would have thought people would have asked me if I got lipo and a BBL. Lipo? My waist has always been small. Like I would never.
Yeah, it's definitely brainwashing. Like, and it's so unfortunate too, because I think there's like a whole iceberg of like the BBL culture.
Yeah.
Like, and I would love to break it down one day because it's so crazy. But I do blame a lot of that on Nikki.
Yeah, and we said that last episode.
Yeah.
Nikki literally created
the IG model.
It's
like as we know it today. And this is not
and Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that that's her fault. Like, well, I'm saying it is her fault, but not like purposefully. Like, she didn't go out and say, "I'm gonna destroy the minds of young women." But
she did it for herself, and it became.
And even that was due to something else. Like, there's a whole trickle down effect of it. But it's really unfortunate because that was the blueprint for the way that a lot of women look today.
Black China.
A lot of the reason, like, Nikki got to get some like.
Black China too, right? It was Black China. Mm-hmm. Do you think the big three was Nikki, Black China, and
Kim K? The big three is crazy.
Yeah, the big three. Nikki, Black China, and Kim Kardashian.
The BBL 3.
And then with Kim Kardashian, that was like the white audience. So, the white woman wanted to get, curvy.
Yeah, I think Nikki, all them, they need to get some cutbacks from Retro and Planet Fitness and Crunch. They need to get some dividends because I know for a fact that's the reason.
Directly link it.
Oh my God, it's probably billions of dollars that they generated. Girls in the gym only do leg workouts, don't do anything else.
No arms, no chest, no back.
No, nothing. And I know there's gym rats that do those things. Yeah. We're not talking about y'all.
And there's girls that do that, but every day. Like, first of all, you should never work out that same muscle group every day. Like, are you dumb?
You know how many?
Sorry, but sometimes it's just like do research. Like, you just go into the gym off of videos you saw on TikTok and like have no plan.
Bro,
you should only do your legs and butt like at minimum 2 times, at maximum 3.
Now, I'm not a creep, right? But when I'm in the gym, I spend a significant amount of time running on the treadmill. Well, it's not significant. It takes me like
30 minutes.
Yeah, I run 4 miles a day, guys, for you guys that don't know. So when I'm on the treadmill, that gives you a pretty decent sample size of, people might be there max an hour, whatever. So if I'm there, like I could pretty much see a lot of workouts that people did just by sitting there stagnant. People are moving around me. It's so crazy when you look at the workouts. Like I've seen it's so bad.
It's bad. Like I'm a very observant too, and like there's usually 3 groups of girls you see. You see the girls that are in there either by themselves or with their friends that they don't know what they're doing at all. They're jumping on every machine that they see on TikTok, YouTube. They'll be doing. All you see is what's the thing? The hip abduction. Bro, they be on that machine for hours. I'm like, can I get on, please? I'm just doing 3 sets.
Bro, I'll see people on the hip abductors doing a 96 rep set, and then
though sometimes people do say hip abduction you should do the failure. A lot of people, that's a closing workout. Like that's the last workout they do.
Yeah, but you can't be doing it to failure on 10 pounds.
Yeah, and then you see them go from that to like doing bicep curls.
No, like, bro, I saw them go do that, and then, I mean, the calf raise machine isn't that crazy. You should work your calves, but it's like I just know there's no purpose in it.
Yeah,
there's no.
That's the one group. Then you have the second group who's kind of like the people they know what they're doing, but they're kind of still kind of like all over the place. Like you see like I was saying, like they'll be doing arms and leg day the same day. And then kind of that group is still like, people who kind of know what they're doing. And then the third group is obviously the people who really know what they're doing. And then on the top half of that group is like, you see the girls are really like, they in there. They be lifting super heavy. Like, they know what they're doing. I've put myself in the category between 2 and 3. Like I know what I'm doing, but I'm not like super buff. Like I usually max been in the gym consistently for 6 months. So I never got to that point where I'm like an expert, but
yeah,
that's the 3 groups you see. And it's just like, what is going on? And like you said, you see that 360 view from the treadmill.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the treadmill like, yo, y'all are nuts in here. But
And then they be on those stair climbers, stairmaster.
because I know nobody cared about any of that stuff. Like back in the day, there was no hip abductor
It was
machine.
Pilates. It was spin classes. Yeah.
But people it's unfortunate, right? Like that's one of those things. We had a conversation, I'm sure, at some point where I'm like, damn, it kind of sucks to be a woman because there's so many. I think women just shouldn't care, but there's so many things where there's more judgment of them. Like imagine me being, because women could be like, we had this conversation all the time where women on their lower half or even their upper half, really any part of their body really genetically can look thicker and desirable without even going to the gym. Like you could be thick and not go to the gym.
Yeah, this is one girl literally who was like has like the perfect hourglass like body I've ever seen in my life, and she's like, I don't work out. This is how I'm born. I'm like, how? It's not fair. Yeah. Like literally, her waist is naturally small. She eats a lot. It just doesn't grow, and she's like literally like has like hips. And I'm like, how? And
you take somebody like that where it's just.
And she's actually insecure about it. She hates it because she says she gets creeped out by it. She literally wears like oversized stuff all the time. Meanwhile, somebody else who you know had different mindset would be flexing it everywhere. Yeah, it's
probably
crazy.
Be a model somewhere.
Yeah,
but it's just unfortunate the stuff that women have to deal with, especially if it's something where it's like natural. Like if you got a bad job and people are clowning you, I can't feel bad for you. But if that's just your natural body, and then people are having these different, you know, predisposed thoughts due to just the way everybody's brainwashed, like now instantly, if you have a certain body type, then now you're a thought.
Yeah, like just naturally.
God forbid you have followers and that body.
Yeah. And
you look pretty. Everybody's beautiful, but you know, based on public whatever. Fuck it. Now people are gonna view you a certain way. So
yeah. But that's the thing, is that you just can't care. That's what we said at the end of that. Like you just can't care.
Yeah, that's why we were having a conversation about the sports thing where it's like people are going to do that heckling shit all day long. But at the end of the day, most people, if you look at, and not that money equates to everything, but money to me does equate to some sort of happiness because I think people are typically miserable because of their financial situation and because of and that ends up being where they live, the type of food they can eat. Like typically the jobs that pay lower wages are more miserable types of jobs. Like the more money you make, I think the less you actually end up working. Mm-hmm. So for me, and you look at the statistics in America of salary, wage, all that kind of stuff. If you just look at the statistics, run it against all the people on Instagram, and if you look at the global statistics, I study economics, y'all. I'm about to get my MBA, so I'll pop my shit every once in a while with what I know. But globally, if you look at the money, it's not a lot of money. It's like really disproportionate in terms of people that have money and people that don't. Like it's like very insane the differences. So long story short, most of the people statistically that are making these comments on Instagram are probably just miserable in general. So
you had to realize that
somebody like Ruby, I don't know what her financial situation to be, so I can't really comment on that. But I would think that she's having fun. I think that she's probably working on making music, and she's probably cool. She's probably fine financially, and I'm sure her family has her health. I just randomly got on TikTok earlier today and saw that she had a sister, which I've never knew.
Yeah, she has two of them.
But they seem to be happy, so that to me means that's the only thing that matters. And so any negative comments, you know, even negative comments we get on this channel, it doesn't matter anything to me.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, I wake up, my bank account is flourishing, my 401k is growing, my car is shining outside the window. I can see Hudson Yards from my house. I'm chilling, making good money, just got my bonus, part of planning a trip.
And you see, like, I don't know if we still have in our description my Twitter, but guys, I deleted my Twitter. Like, I'm done with, you know, pretty much done with social media.
Is getting really boring. A lot. It's like a great transit. Let's think of a word. The great like awakening. The great awakening.
For sure.
Especially with Instagram. Like I keep seeing every day people are like, Instagram's boring. It's so boring. I'm starting to hate it. I'm like, wow, look at everybody seeing the light. Like I don't even be on Instagram at all. Like I try to make sure I go on when I know it's somebody's birthday, so I can at least just still show love. But other than that, those pictures that we took weeks ago in Soho, I haven't even posted them yet.
Topics like this and the comments like miserable. I can't be around misery. That's literally why I
And that's
deleted
all
it.
social media is now. Like that's what you said earlier. Kid Cudi's gone now. It's not. He said it was fun till it wasn't. Like
Yeah, I deleted my Facebook initially because of that reason. Where I'm like, yo, I'm on this. I never really used Facebook, but I always kept it. I would post every once in a while, but I kept it just because I was connected to certain people and I would see what people got going on. But why I deleted it years ago was because, and it was a long time ago. I deleted it was because I'm like, it's just misery, and now the misery is now transitioned onto other apps, and now
no apps are fun anymore.
and now it's all dead.
TikTok is
but even
yeah. Even so, you go in the comments. It's
always something.
like it's she's this, she's that.
This is
she's
someone's
not,
daughter.
She's not telling me where I got the shirt. She's gatekeeping. This girl was like, dang, like I post and I close the app because I have anxiety. Now I open the app and people are saying I'm not responding to where I got something. I'm a gatekeeper. She's like, I have anxiety. I didn't want to read the comments right away. Like, look at you miserable people. Like, it'll be a simple button-up shirt. Just go on Google, type in a button-up black shirt. Like, everybody is so weird with that whole asking where they got something from. Like, for me, that's so weird. I would never sit and ask somebody where they got a simple dress from. Like, if you don't go Google it.
I just saw earlier on TikTok, I had to close the app and go do something else. It was this girl talking about how Meg Thee Stallion was charming a snake in her newest music video, and how it didn't sit right with her soul. So I had to close the application, and then I went on with my day. I think I probably had a slice of pizza or something. But yeah, stop
People
accusing.
gotta stop with this whole devil worship cult. You guys are insane. Because none of that stuff is real anyway.
The women with the BBLs and lip surgeries and all that other stuff, I don't care, bro. Like, I really don't. But
I don't care either. Yeah.
the people that do care about what other people are doing with their bodies, go get a life.
Yeah, like the fact that there was a whole thread of people just going back and forth, like fighting
About somebody's
everybody, saying, I know she got a sculpture BBL. I know she did. She wrote it. It's like, no, she did not. And like it's so
and even
weird.
if she did,
and even
like,
if she did, like
look what you arguing about.
Yeah,
You're
like,
talking about somebody's butt on the no, I'm talking about, you're talking about somebody else's butt on a social platform, and you're posting it on your public page about somebody else's butt, and you don't anywhere in your day you don't see that there's something wrong with that. Nowhere at any point when you were looking at the topic, generated the thought in your head, went to the keyboard to type it, sent it, and then argued with other people in the comments, did you think that, wow, I'm talking about somebody,
I'm kind of whack.
I'm talking about somebody else's legs that I don't know in the comment section on somebody else's platform, which is the Shade Room, making them money. And nowhere in there did you think that I should probably go
get a life.
I should probably go take care of my kid who's probably crying in the other room.
That's why they was all mad when Kim said it, because it hurt their feelings. They wasn't mad because Kim's the one who said it. They was mad because it hurt their feelings. Because they know they're lazy. And then they spend most of the day online. Like, literally, when I see people nonstop on social media, I'm like... And those are the same people that complain about what their life is. I just like, do you guys not see how this is the issue? You could be doing anything else and you're just sitting on here. Like, I just really get dumbfounded when I see people that are constantly on Instagram or on, like, I'm like, how do you post on your story every day? Like, how? As a grown woman, as a grown man, how do you post every day on Instagram?
You're not that important.
How do you tweet every day? How do you tweet nonstop all day? Like,
yeah,
crazy. But yeah, stop accusing girls of having BBLs just because you're insecure about your ugly box body.
So Jada,
No, but
why are you spinning the mic?
Because I just be saying the most outlandish stuff. I know I'll be crazy. But it's funny. You go to.
What are you doing with your hands?
I'm cool. Well, I'm not cool. I want to be cozy.
Go get a jacket.
No.
With a blanket up.
No, cause I just be saying, like, to end it real quick. Like, you go to the pictures of the girls that saying that, and it's like, oh, that's why you said it. You look like SpongeBob.
Jada Cheeves. I don't know if it's Cheeves or Cheeves.
I don't know how to say it either.
Jada Waiter. Wait, what is it? Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Fire. She announced, and hold up, I gotta put in for additional context. I'm a grown ass man.
You always keep saying that.
I gotta say it.
You gotta say it for clip purposes.
I gotta say it for clip purposes because people gonna click on the clip.
Yeah, be like, look at this, the podcast man.
Yeah, they're gonna say I got a little sugar in my tank.
I'm like, don't associate my
do
man with the podcast man, because he's not a single man mad
don't
out
do that.
here that's not getting nothing. No.
I'm not messy, and I don't care about I
yeah.
don't care about the gossip, but I do have an interesting,
I
have an interesting take on these things. But Jada said that she's. You finished this sentence. I'm not saying this.
Yeah, she said she's done with Lil Baby. She's lying. She's not.
Thank you.
Because she just doesn't care. Doesn't love herself. That's not my opinion. Honestly, it's blunt. It's blunt. It's blunt. But for a girl to keep going back to somebody who cheated on them, like, you don't love yourself. Like, you don't think you're that bad. Girls be like, I'm a baddie, but then they go back to a cheater. You clearly don't think you're that much of a baddie if you went back to a cheater.
Do you think that they could? I wish you wouldn't just jump out and say these things without trying to have a mature conversation.
We have a mature conversation. I'm sorry.
That's the point of our platform.
That is the point. And I come on here and show out a little bit. I do show out.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you gotta relax.
Okay, we have a mature conversation.
Do you think that aside from cheating, because obviously that's a big issue between these two, but aside from cheating, do you think that there's the possibility that he treats her very well and that could be what she was trying to hold on to?
I think she holds on to the money. I think he's a nice person. He seems nice. And we had a conversation before about cheating. We think that cheating is just, even though it's wrong, that a lot of times the man and woman's intention of cheating is just because humans are not really meant to be. We had a whole podcast about it. We're not meant to be monogamous. Remember, that was our title. We had a whole conversation about that. Like, monogamy is a man-made construct. And especially men, their whole point on this earth is to reproduce and to just get as many people pregnant as possible. So cheating sometimes is just a natural inclination, but then again, you have to have that maturity, like mentally. Like, you don't have to be in a relationship. That's the thing. Like, that's why that's the biggest argument. Monogamy is a man-made construct, and you do not have to participate in it if you don't want to. You don't have to. You don't have to be in a relationship. You could be single.
That's the only thing I don't get about
cheaters, right? Yeah, because you sat there and asked somebody out, or just I don't know, what's the word, magnetized to one person. I don't know.
I was about to say I don't understand why guys do it, but I will explain why guys do it.
Well, I know why guys do it, because you want a companionship. You want a girl that you could go to and they could cook for you and love you and talk to, and that's your friend. But then you still want to be out here trying everything just for sexual satisfaction and then go back home. Yeah. But it's still stupid. You don't have to do that. Or you could be in a relationship. There's plenty of women who are open to that polyamorous,
right? But
multiple wives stuff.
How many of them would you consider to be like a quote unquote Jada? I feel like those type of women don't really.
True.
They're of like a certain, and no disrespect, but all disrespect, they're of like a certain like class, I would say. I feel like, it was the same way. I think it was on. It was on the Breakfast Club where they were talking to Gunna about he was with Chloe, right?
Yeah, Sorry, I think he's still with her. Yeah. Interesting couple.
And Charlamagne was talking about like Gunna not wanting to settle down or whatever. He was like, they were just basically having a conversation about making her wait until he's like ready. Yeah. And then Charlamagne was like, yeah, but you don't make someone like that wait. Yeah. I feel like that would kind of.
You were saying about Chloe. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's kind of, And Gunna was like, yeah, like I know, because there are the ones that.
Yeah, that are rare.
Yeah. And I would assume someone like Jada to be one of those in the particular. I don't know what you would call it. Like that realm.
Yeah, especially for him to keep going back to her. Clearly it's something.
Yeah. So something's there. But I don't know. I don't know how to take it.
You still gotta have respect for yourself though. Like at the end of the day, Jada could get any other guy too. That's better than Lil Baby.
Yo, the funny shit is, I think that people would be scared. I think like any other guy. I think guys say that. I think guys would be scared because 4PF gonna pull up on them. Yeah.
She gonna have to go to the business world. Go get her a business owner.
Go get her an executive somewhere.
But that's the thing. She easily could.
She could.
A lot of times, I don't know. Those men be cheating too.
Businessmen.
They probably cheat more, honestly, because they be like business trips.
Yo, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all the crowd. I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to him. The business world is
nasty. It's nasty.
Y'all think the rap entertainment world is nasty. The entertainment world in LA.
Every industry is nasty. Because the teachers, I heard they be getting down too.
Bro, it's sick out here. Like, I would equate the business world to be similar to the entertainment world in LA.
Because the thing is, I think people forget about the business world. It's like any group of people that got money.
Money is sick. It gets crazy.
Because it's endless.
It doesn't matter how you make the money, but if you have the money, then it gets crazy. Like
you well up, you go to these cities for conferences or any type of business meeting. You don't. What didn't happen that night? These people are going out to clubs. They're going to they're not in they're not in the black clubs. That's why you don't see them. They in those white ritzy clubs.
Yeah, or the club that you don't even know exists.
Clubs, yeah. Those underground ones.
Yeah, where you think you're walking in the fish market and there's something downstairs like that you don't even know about that. Like I've been in like when I was in sales, like when we would go out, it was like people were coming down from Boston and Texas and all these different places, and they were all coming together, and all they want to do is just get turned. Like I had one guy, he was like, he never been to New York before. And I had to give him the rundown. He was like, what is there to do in New York? Like he was trying to get to the strippies, and I'm like,
it depends too, because white people, they got their own strip clubs and places they go to. You want to see them in like.
I was gonna tell him to go to Starlet's.
Yeah, you would not see them in there
with the star tenders, but yeah, it gets crazy.
Yeah,
but I don't know why did we talk.
I was saying, Jada, she should go to the businessman.
World.
I was wondering if they would cheat on her too.
Nah, they probably would.
She would have to be the type of girl that's like not even like a businessman, like business of what we do. It has to be literally like an entrepreneur, like a business owner that you're with with every move. Like you go on all the trips with him, like you right there, and like it's just one-on-one meetings usually, or like board meetings, and that's it. Like it's no business trips and stuff. Like there's business trips to go meet up with different people and clients, but it's not like our business trips where we, you're flying out to a hotel and you're there for a few days for conferences. Like they usually don't do that type of stuff.
What I think her issue is, and I could be completely wrong, and it's not even an issue. What I think the reason is for going back, I feel like there's some sort of like ego thing involved. Because I told you about this with myself too, where it's like, it's almost like if you give up, it's almost like for some reason it feels like the other person won in a way. Like if you just like,
or almost like you don't want another girl getting with him because like everybody knows Jada and Baby. Like you don't want some other girl being in that spot.
Yeah, but then again.
Because I feel like Kim maybe she really don't care that Kanye is moving on, but that got to hurt in some ways to see Kanye up on the Jumbotron with another girl, and like that was you.
Yeah, because I was about to say, because I forgot that this statement that she came out with, she said, Baby said, Lil Baby seemingly responded, and this is on Hot New Hip Hop. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all.
Oh, their Instagram story?
No, I use their website. I don't use their...
No, I was talking about the Instagram story back and forth.
Yeah, like, about the quote. Lil Baby seemingly responds to the breakup, sharing a video of a man dancing on a basketball court and adding, when a MF think they can play with me. Jada hit back in a since deleted post saying, think they can play with you, ? LMFAO, you played with me for 6 years straight. I text somebody back, now your chest hurt. Goodbye.
Apparently the person she said, did you hear who she texted back?
No.
Apparently it was Bow Wow. I don't know how true it is, but everybody was clowning her to like, that's like, was you trying to hurt him over Bow Wow?
People got to give Bow Wow his credit. Bow Wow still sells out arenas.
I didn't know that. Yeah, but come on. Jada's type to want to go for that new trendy artist who's hot right now.
Or maybe she's not.
We don't mind.
Because I don't know wow, I sounded crazy just then. They've known each other since before the fame, if I'm not mistaken, right? So like,
I think so, yeah.
She might have just be one of those.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like she doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, because 6 years, he wasn't relevant for 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was there before.
So when did he get famous? 4 years.
Really popping.
Were we listening to him in college, undergrad?
Mm-hmm. I think Yes Indeed and all that came out when...
That was like that summer.
After we graduated?
Yeah. I think that might have been summer 2018.
But even before that, when did Freestyle come out? Because that's what really sent him out of here, was his song Freestyle.
Yeah.
Let me see where that came out. But she never really seemed like the click hoppy thing. She almost seems to me like the equivalent of...
Yes Indeed was really like his first like hit, they said.
Wow, Freestyle only came out 4 years ago?
2017, yeah, so... He was in school.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was only 4 years ago. So she's saying 6. Yeah, they knew each other before.
Shout out to Bow Wow, man. People got to give him more credit.
Freestyle was 2019.
That's crazy. I don't know why I felt like that was so long ago.
2018 is when he dropped out his first album. Drip Too Hard. It was 2018. Drip Too Hard was 2018. Yeah. Yeah. So so they were together before the fame, and he's not that cute. So it must have been really. I mean, not even that cute. He's not cute at all. So it must have been something.
Yeah.
But I think she gotta let it go. And I feel like if you're gonna tell the internet that you're done with somebody, you gotta be done. Like I don't know how I would be if I was in that celebrity world, but like
you could just not say anything.
you could not say anything, and like it's just so easy. Like I feel like people are kind of really immature in their relationships. Like, even with me and you, like we've had our stuff along the years, and I've had my sub tweeting that I did a lot in the beginning. But it's like at a certain point, I would never go in. Like I don't think even the times that we've had our fights and we said, oh, we're breaking up. I never went on the internet and be like single. Never once did that. That's so whack.
Bad signal.
Like that's so corny to me to be like the poster box screen saying single with a period. Like that's so. Do you not feel whack? Do you not feel like a cornball, male or female? So
especially if the person don't care, that makes it even funnier.
It's like
because they sit back like, ooh, shiver me timbers.
Single. Like,
oh, I'm
if
sure.
anything, you just make yourself look stupid because like more time, like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna go back. Most relationships don't really resolve from a fight where you say you're single.
But also, what makes it whack is like you're sending a bad signal for guys to come. Like
you're
now
only doing
it's
that.
like
You're only doing that for someone to come reach out to you, so you could, And
it's like now you doing that. It's like that just further confirms it for me. Like
just be single for a sec. Like why I gotta be? You gotta hop to the next thing. Like people are like a lot of people are very like insecure, very dependent on relationships. It's sad. Like if me and you were to break up today, I would literally like go on like a year just detox and just be living. I would not be ready to go jump to the next thing. Like I don't know. I don't get how people do that. I don't get it.
I don't know. We're basically done with the jaded topic, but you know, hopefully everything works out for all the parties involved. I don't know what I would do if we were to break up. I feel like I don't have enough time to even go pursue something else.
I would literally work on myself. I would get my CPA. I would just grind. I would probably, just be with my family and friends more. I wouldn't be ready to jump into a relationship.
I would be like, I don't know what I would do. I know that sounds crazy, but I mean in the sense that like
what your first move is gonna be. Like
I would be so like not wanting to go do anything. Like some people when they break up, they be like all the way outside. Yeah. I probably would just be going back to work. Like,
that's what I said. I would just be chilling. I'd be all right. This is life now. I would just be to my own.
I'll definitely get a lot more accomplished though, for sure. I
hate that mindset that you can't get stuff accomplished in a relationship because we both got a lot accomplished.
I feel like you can't just because you do have to be cognizant of other people's feelings. Because like even when we were just watching, what were we just watching?
What?
Whiplash. When he was breaking up with the girl, he was like,
"Oh, well, he said all that stuff."
He's like, "Listen, this is gonna take up a lot of my time, and because it's going to, you're gonna hate me. So we might as well just end this now." That is a thing.
It is a thing, but there are a lot of people out there who have a passion about their stuff too. Like my whole thing is like with me studying for the CPA, right? Like sometimes I'm like, dang, like that I do like in my mind, and that's crazy to feel it. But I'm like, I would feel bad if I'm sitting here studying and you want to watch a movie or something like that, or you hang out. But it's like no, but you're in school still, like. You spent 7 hours doing homework today, and 4 of those hours I could have studied. So like, I feel like when you're dating somebody, like you gotta date somebody that's on your level. Even if you finish the MBA before I finish CPA, you still have like the Series 6 or whatever, Series 7 was it like that you want to do? That's gonna take time to study. So it's like you're constant, and even if you weren't studying for something like that, you will have your music that you're passionate about. Like I feel like me and you are on the same level and playing field as far as our hustling and stuff. So we hustle together in the same space, and we're still bonding. We're just both working on our crafts, and I feel like you got to be with somebody like that. Like in the Whiplash movie, like the girl must be. There's a lot of girls out here, and it's usually like this because I feel like usually the men are more the hustlers in a relationship. The girls don't really do nothing. They kind of lay around. They don't really got activity. They don't got like you had to date somebody that matches your hustle. Matches your drive, matches your thing. The work hard, play hard. Like I feel like work hard, play hard couples are my favorite because like you work hard, do our all stuff, and then we got all our quality time to go travel the world and then buy big houses.
Yeah.
Once our hustle is done. So.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like in our relationship at least I can get stuff done. I choose not to get stuff done because I know I'm lazy, but I know me studying wouldn't affect our relationship because you would just be like, yeah, go study. I'm gonna go make my beats, and those 4 hours would be like over like that, So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get stuff done. You get a lot of stuff done. I didn't complain about you studying out today. I was just chilling on my phone.
I could get stuff done.
I'm gonna grocery shopping.
I just feel like I would be more.
Yeah, I get it. You'll be more motivated because like sometimes it is easy to be like, I'm gonna turn my laptop off and go watch a movie. But like I'll still go lay up and watch a movie.
Yeah, because I can't sit here because I want nothing more than to go play on the piano all day long. But you can't do that. Like you
But
can't.
you can.
I know I could.
You can't. I see what you mean though. You can't like every single day because like all right, I gotta go make time for her. Like we gotta go out and go get some dinner.
Yeah, go outside.
Yeah. But I know I still feel like it's very possible. Like I said, if you have somebody that matches your drive, matches your hustle, and some people are like their love language is quality time. Like they need that quality time. No, we did ours, and ours was quality time because we weren't living together. I feel like ours definitely changed now.
Yeah, mine's definitely physical touch.
We had to go see. Yeah, I think yours.
Because I don't like anybody doing. What are what is it for?
It's like physical. It's 5. It's quality time, physical touch, like acts of service. So that's like somebody like doing your laundry for you. Yeah, I know you hate that. So I would never go and like go get you oil change. You're probably like, why'd you go do that? Like
if you touch my, all right. Thank you guys for watching.
Wait. It's gift giving. The other one.
Hate that.
And then it's let's say physical touch already.
Yeah.
Physical touch, act of service, gift giving, quality time. Ooh, you probably look it up real quick. What's the 5th one? Words of affirmation.
Oh God, no.
I don't care for that either. Christ. Like that was low on my list. That's like people need that though. Like, oh I love you, right? Or oh you're the prettiest person. Like I don't need that. I know I'm bad. You know I'm bad. That's it. Don't look at me like that. Not right now. I like that I know that you cute. You know, waves always swimming. I still compliment you a lot, but you don't need it. I compliment you all the time.
Why you always brush them the wrong way?
This way.
Yeah, but you have to do it at a certain point. This is why we're not. Oh my God.
I didn't actually rub it.
Thank you guys for watching.
No, we didn't finish our love language thing. I think
words of affirmation is crazy.
I feel like I get why people need it, but I do feel like that comes from a place of like insecurity. It's something you didn't receive enough as like, but maybe not. But some people really do need that reaffirmed like. That they look good, that they are like, like I really love you. You've been a great part of my life. Like some people need that. I don't.
I'm the worst person for that too. Cause like,
I compliment you all the time and say stuff all the time, but I know you don't need it. That's just who I am. I compliment people a lot.
I think I'm the worst for that because I'm honest. And I think that in honesty, because there are criticisms that come from honesty, that it overshadows the positive things that.
But that's the thing. That's why you got to have somebody who's like, not weak-minded, because like you're really honest with me, but I know you still love me. It's not like when you're saying stuff like, "Oh, you're annoying sometimes." It's like that's just wrong. Everybody feels that way, but no, people won't say it because they don't. That's not comfortable with that partner. It's like I know I'm annoying.
I just say how
like
I feel.
In my head, I know I'm being annoying too. I'm acting annoying, but it's like it doesn't mean you love me less. But some people think that he's annoying. He had to love me. Like they really would feel that way. It's like. Oh Jesus Christ! Love yourself, please.
And this is not making fun of people that have that as their love language, but if you posted any relationship, anything of us on TikTok, you would get laughed off the platform.
I know, because people just like people have such a mindset about what relationships should look like. It's like everybody wants like these fake stuff. Like, even when you see the pranks and the boyfriend just talking to the girls, like, it's like it's okay, baby. Like, I'm like. Ew, this is so fake. Like I know it's fake. Like and people be like eating up like, oh my God, you saw how caring he was with her. I'm like, you guys really talk like this around each other. Like I actually get shocked. I just envision everybody's relationship being like friends, like and just being like not manufactured and like just be chilling.
The only thing that I wish that we did in our relationship, do you know that girl that makes like cakes and shit? Or maybe she doesn't make them, but she like makes
the food thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you would want to do that?
Yeah, I want you to like. Bring me food, but like it'd be cake.
I feel like I could easily get that off. But no, you know their videos are so fake. It's so acted.
It is, but I just want the cake.
People find it entertaining. I don't really find it entertaining, but it's so acted to me.
I just want the cake. That's it.
Yeah, you would be sick though.
Throwing up.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, imagine like the Chick-fil-A one was good. You would be sick. You saw that one?
Yeah,
you would be sick.
I like that. Bring me cake.
I feel like if we ever did a prank, it would actually be real because. We don't do pranks to each other.
Yeah, if we ever did a prank, somebody might die.
I was gonna prank you like years ago, but I never got around to it.
You should be afraid.
Should I tell you what the prank was? Since it's been so long, and I still have it with me.
You still have it with you?
Yeah, what the prank was. It's like 4 or 5 years I've had it. 4 years, I think.
You should be afraid to prank me.
You want to guess what it is? Or do you think you know?
You should be afraid to prank me.
I am. The prank I was gonna do wasn't something like you were. Like,
go ahead.
It was like the typical one, the pregnancy test. You want to see it? It's in the room. I still have it. My fear was that somebody was going to find that in my drawer because I had it in my vanity for like 3 or 4 years now. I'm like, oh my God, what my mom finds or you find it. That looks crazy. It's like hid it. It's like hid it in the back of the drawer.
I had a joke just
If
now.
you found it, you would have been like, "What is this?" That's.
I had a joke just now, but I'm gonna say it off air.
I have it in the room. You just put water on it and it turns positive. So I was gonna do that years ago. I'm just gonna tell you now. I'm not gonna do it. I don't even care anymore.
I can never do pranks on you because mine are like too intricate, and I feel like
I'm gullible too.
so it would work, but I also feel like mine are too like I wouldn't want to do that to you.
Pranks are a dangerous game, depending on what the prank is, because some people do too much.
Well, I saw a reminder the other day that guy that got killed doing a prank on YouTube. You know what a guy? Yeah.
A mess.
Don't do pranks on randoms. Stage your pranks.
Yeah.
For real. Stage your pranks. Don't run up on people.
That's why the Scott's family,
fake rob
whatever,
people.
like, it's so obvious at stage, but it's like, at least it's entertaining. And people really be eating up. I'm like, come on, your whole relationship is pranks, and you're not gonna think everything's a prank. But sometimes that does backfire though, because that guy just said when he said, remember I was telling you a story about he was in Dubai. Remember, did I just tell you about that? About how he went to Dubai and got arrested?
Oh yeah, because
Yeah. Or no, wait, that wasn't him. Well, I'm thinking of something else. He told that story. Okay, I'm thinking of something else. He told that story while he was with Clarence. You know Clarence's friend Maud, the God. Do you know? I don't think you ever really watched him. You probably. It's his friend. Like, it's funny. He looks like
relax.
Donkey from Shrek. He looks like the real life Donkey too. Like, he looks like Chris. What's his face? Which Chris is it?
Eddie Murphy.
No, the man that plays Donkey.
It's Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Oh my God, not Chris. Well, I'm saying Chris Rock. Eddie Murphy. He actually looks like Eddie Murphy too. But he's like, he's his friend, and they were on the podcast. That's why the Shade told the story on the podcast. So I was watching their podcast, and Maud, he was telling the story about how when he got arrested before. It was funny too, because you just told me recently about how you could get arrested for your license. He got arrested for something similar, it was like his tag or something. And I was like, that's crazy. But it was something with his car. He got arrested, and he called Clarence and was like, hey, like, I'm in jail. It was like, he's like the goofy friend. That's why I compared him to Donkey too. He's like, oh, I'm in jail. And Clarence was like, shut up. Like, he's like the goofy friend. Like, he's like, this is a prank. Is this a prank? Like, basically, like, he thought it was a prank. Oh yeah, Deshae said the same thing happened to him too. He got arrested for something, and then he called his sister, and his sister thought it was a prank, because like that's what they're used to. So it's like, that's when it becomes dangerous. Now you're really in jail, and they think it's a prank, and then they hang up.
Yeah, if they hang up, then you can't. That's your one call.
That's what the guy was saying too. The guy was like, "Oh, like, I'm gonna give you a chance to call your friend back. I don't know why he's playing. Like, if you want to post the bail, like your friend, because he was trying to post the bail. So he called him back. He's like, I'm really in jail. Like, I'm really in jail. Like, you have to post the bail now, or I'm going back to the cell. So that's when it's bad, because like you say, you get that one chance to get your bail posted, and that's that. Like,
yeah, no, I never call my parents basically. So if I call them, they're gonna know it's serious.
Yeah, and if you call me, I don't know it's serious, because we're not that type of relationship. Like, you wouldn't really prank it. I mean, you do play around a lot, but I would know if it's an unknown number or something.
Depending on what I'm in jail for, you may not be my first call.
True.
Because my parents got to put up more money.
Oh, for bail? Oh no! If they might go to jail and needs bail money, don't call me, because I'm not giving my money. I'm cheap. I would never post bail for nobody.
Yeah, I ain't posting
don't
bail.
care who
Sorry.
you are. But for a traffic ticket, I'm sure it was something like $1,000. I think it was not that much.
You sure you're good for 1,000?
For 1,000?
I
mean, I got 1,000, but I'm not. I would feel mad. You would have to pay me back.
I'm sick over $50. Like, what?
Because something stupid like that, like $1,000 got to be going towards a trip or at least shoes or something.
Yeah. You got anything else? All right, we good. Well, thank you guys for watching. This has been the A Couple of Things podcast. How many episodes are we at this point? 33?
Yeah, we're actually zooming through them.
We zooming through them. Thank you guys to any new subscribers. If you guys got through this whole thing, we got like a pretty much a flood, not a flood, but what I consider a flood. We had a pretty decent amount recently. So if you guys made it this far, thank you guys for your support. We appreciate it. We're gonna keep turning this thing up for you guys. And yeah, I'm Alex.
I look crazy today.
This was Mal. This has been a couple.
Is Mal. It was because we're wrapping up.
It's still Mal, no matter what. This is Mal. I'm Alex, and this has been this has been the A Couple of Things podcast.
You got your Southern Roots coming out.
And we will see y'all later.